Hello ladies and gents, and today we're going to be looking at the Arsenal, Manchester United and Juventus player ratings. So let's first take a look at the Arsenal player ratings with Aubameyang with an 88. So he was rated as 88 in 2020, so no development there. And I think that's fair because he hasn't really evolved, I don't think, as a player. I do still think he's been an absolute goal machine as he has been in previous seasons, but I don't see any sort of remarkable improvement or drop off in his game. Next up is Lacazette. He has dropped significantly, so he was an 87 rated player in 2020. He's now only an 84. And I think that's fair in reflection of sort of his game time. I think he has sort of dropped off a little bit, but I still think he's a fantastic striker and would certainly add goals to most teams in the Premier League. So Xhaka, he was rated 84. He's now down to 83, and again, I think that's fair. He seems to be just diminishing since he's made his move to Arsenal. Tierney. Now he has increased by +2. He was a 78 rated in 2020. He is now rated 80, and he has had a decent start after an injury early on to his Arsenal career. But now he's sort of joined the squad and is one of the best left backs in the Premier League. And lastly, Bellerin, who was rated 83 in 2020, is now down to 82. And I think that's fair because he has had a long spell out with injury and he's not quite the same player as he once was. So next up we have the Manchester United player ratings, starting off with Pogba, who was rated 88 in 2020, and with injuries and form dipping, I think 86 is a fair overall score. Moving on to Bruno Fernandes, who's had a terrific season. He was rated 85 in 2020 and rightfully has increased to 87 overall. I think this definitely, this score represents where he is in terms of his game. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal for Manchester United, and hopefully long may it continue. Martial is definitely a surprise for me, being rated 83. He was rated 83 in 2020, so no change there. However, I do feel like his last season was his best season for Manchester United, and I think he sort of represented that with the amount of goals he scored from that central position. So I'm still quite surprised to see the rating is still 83. So Nemanja Matic dropping from an 84 from 2020 to an 82, and I think that's a fair reflection because he is in decline. He seems to be less mobile around the pitch, and for jokes I always call him Nemanja Static because he's just static like a caravan. So there we go. And finally, for Manchester United, Marcus Rashford. He was an 83 in 2020. He's now gone up to an 84. And that is going to be quite a terrifying prospect. I imagine his speed is pretty insane as long with his finishing ability. He was good in 2020, so looking forward to using him in 2021. And finally, the Juventus player ratings. So Cristiano Ronaldo, 93. He was rated 93 in 2020, so no change there. And I think that's fair. He's still an absolute goal machine and an incredible player. Moving on to Bonucci, he was rated 85. He's rated 85 this year as well. And finally, Szczesny, one of the few to actually gain a boost in the Juventus side. So he was rated 86. He's now gone up to 87. And then we have De Ligt, who was rated 86. He was rated 86 in 2020, so no further development on him. He has had a bit of a topsy-turvy season, some good moments and some mistakes and bad moments in his early Juve career. But, hopefully we'll continue to see him develop further in 2021. And finally, Aaron Ramsey, now he was rated 85. He's dropped 2 points to 83. So I think that's pretty fair based on his sort of Juve career and sort of his, he hasn't had the greatest season, has he? So he's rightfully down to an 83. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you agree with these ratings or if you think there should be changes. For me, the standout one was probably Martial. I think he had a really good season. He should have been boosted. But most of the other ones I'm sort of in agreement with. I think Bellerin should perhaps had -2 or 3 points off because he's hardly played this season. But I suppose you can't evaluate a performance of someone who's not playing. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in my future videos, guys. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.